welcome to the deep dive. I was just wrestling with my inbox this morning, again, and it really struck me, AI, it's already so deeply woven into our digital lives, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Email drafting, calendars, even basic workflows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it mostly feels, well, reactive. We ask, it answers.
Yeah.
But what if your browser, the very window you use for everything online, what if it wasn't just passive?
What if it could actually, think and do stuff for you?
Precisely.
Oh.
Without you having to spell out every single click. So today, we're doing a deep dive into something I find genuinely fascinating. Fellou. It's being called an agentic browser.
Agentic, yeah. Meaning it acts like an intelligent agent, autonomously.
Right. Capable of handling pretty complex tasks for you. And underpinning Fellou is Eko, which is the framework designed to make these AI agents actually reliable on the, let's face it, messy web.
Very messy, constantly changing web.
Yeah. Our mission here isn't just to look at the cool tech specs, though. We really want to dissect what this means. For knowledge work, for automation, and maybe most importantly, for that evolving line between us and the machine.
Kind of like how tech journalists at, say, The Verge or Wired would approach it, probing the real implications.
Exactly, that kind of critical look. Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, what's really compelling here, I think, is that these aren't just incremental upgrades. They feel like a fundamental architectural rethink of what a browser even is.
A rethink? How so?
We've gotten used to generative AI, right? Tools like ChatGPT are amazing at creating content, reasoning, giving us powerful outputs.
Sure, generating text, images.
But Fellou and Eko, they're pushing past that. This isn't just about generating something. It's about acting. It's intelligence that performs real-world, multi-step tasks right across the web, active execution.
Okay, so that leads us straight to Fellou itself. When you first hear AI-enhanced browser, you might picture, a better sidebar assistant or something.
Yeah, something familiar, maybe.
But Fellou, from what I'm gathering, isn't really designed to help you browse better. It's designed to, well, do the browsing for you.
That's the core idea, autonomy.
It feels like a pretty significant jump from earlier attempts at smart agents. Siri, Google Assistant, maybe even Clippy, if we dare mention him.
Clippy. Yeah, those mostly try to understand simple voice or text commands.
Right. Fellou, though, is positioned as an operational co-pilot. It's not just fetching answers. It's apparently built to run entire workflows. So here's where it gets really interesting. What does that actually look like? How does it work in practice?
Okay, so Fellou's real power comes from its deep contextual awareness and its multitasking capability. It's not just scraping public websites like Google does.
Okay.
It can actually access and pull together information from sites you need to log into. Think X, Quora, maybe internal company portals eventually.
Seriously? Behind logins?
Yes. And then it intelligently assembles that data, maybe with visuals, definitely with citations, into coherent, usable summaries. Imagine you need to research something quite specific, like, say, Japan's Gen Z recruitment patterns.
Right, that's pretty niche.
Fellows could potentially pull together a full market digest, maybe even with graphs properly cited, in just minutes.
Yeah,
that usually takes days,
just
right?
days, or a team of people. Wow. Okay, so less Clippy, definitely more like a super smart digital analyst, or maybe an intern who actually enjoys the tedious stuff.
That's a good way to put it. A digital intern with agency.
That sounds amazing for repetitive research, but is it complicated? Is there a big setup hurdle for these multi-step things, or is it meant to be fairly seamless for the user?
The goal is definitely seamlessness once you've defined what you wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
And it goes way beyond just research.
Oh.
Fellou can automate these complex sequential workflows across different websites.
Yeah.
Think about filling out a long form on one site, then based on that, sending follow-up emails from your account, then maybe logging the key insights into your Notion or Airtable, and perhaps even posting a summary update to LinkedIn or Slack, all as one continuous agent-driven job.
That's quite a sequence.
And critically, it does this while being aware of all your other open tabs. It uses the whole browser environment for context.
How does that help?
It allows it to cross-reference information between tabs, compare things, maybe even manipulate elements on different pages, sort of blurring the line between a standard graphical interface and a conversational AI.
So it's interacting with the web more like a human would, visually almost.
In a sense, yes. It behaves much more like that digital analyst or intern we mentioned, one that actually has memory, agency, and operates within boundaries you set.
Okay, if Fellou is this impressive front-end co-pilot, then Eko must be the the engine room, the nervous system running it all.
That's a perfect analogy. Eko is the framework that makes these ambitious AI workflows actually reliable enough for real-world use, for production.
In Eko 2.0, the latest version, it's specifically tackling that core problem. How do you make AI agents robust when the web itself is so, well, messy and unpredictable?
Precisely. The web breaks, layouts change, sites go down. Eko is designed for that reality. It's quite different from, say, simpler LLM wrappers or orchestrators.
You mean tools like Langchain or Kuz?
Yeah, those are great for helping developers chain AI models together, kind of like building with Lego blocks. But Eko is more than just a layer over an LLM. It's engineered as a true planning and execution engine.
Planning and execution, what does that mean practically?
Well, it offers capabilities like stream planning and, crucially, dynamic replanning.
Dynamic replanning.
Yes. So if the agent is halfway through a task and the website suddenly changes its layout, or an API it needs fails, which happens all the time, right?
Constantly.
A simple script would just break. Eko allows the agent to recognize the problem, adjust its plan on the fly, and try to continue or find a workaround. That's a massive leap from brittle linear automation.
Okay, so Eko is effectively the fixer, the resilience layer that compensates for the web's chaos. That sounds like a missing piece in a lot of AI automation.
It really is. That resilience is key.
What else makes Eko technically robust?
Well, it also supports genuine multi-agent collaboration. You could have one agent watching your email inbox for specific triggers, while another agent is primed to take that information and fill out, say, a Salesforce form or update a customer record. They work together.
Like a small specialized team.
Exactly. And another critical piece, especially thinking about business or enterprise use, is the human-in-the-loop callback system.
Human-in-the-loop, so oversight.
Right. It lets a developer, or even the end user, set points where the agent has to pause and get approval before taking a significant action, like confirming a purchase or sending a sensitive email. It's a crucial safeguard.
That makes sense. You wouldn't want to going totally rogue with your credit card.
Definitely not. And one more thing. Eko agents react to real-time DOM events. DOM is the structure of a web page.
So they see the page structure changing.
Essentially, yes. They behave more like we do. Instead of just blindly firing commands, they can wait for a page to fully load, recognize visual cues like a success message, or even deal with unexpected pop-up windows intelligently.
Okay, that's clever. It's not just following a rigid script.
Not at all. These features position Eko less like a chatbot script and more like a platform for autonomous but supervised decision-making that can handle the real web.
So Eko doesn't compete with the big AI models like GPT-4 or Claude?
No, not directly. It's designed to work with them. Those models provide the raw intelligence, the reasoning power. Eko adds that critical reliability layer.
Oh, okay.
It turns that amazing intelligence into what you might call structured actionability. It enables workflows that are collaborative between agents, observable by humans, and crucially, interruptible when needed. That's vital for anything beyond simple tasks.
This really shifts the conversation beyond just, convenience or so saving a bit of time. These kinds of agentic capabilities, especially with Eko's robustness, they seem to unlock entirely new ways of doing digital work.
Exactly. We're not just automating tasks we already do, we're potentially enabling completely new categories of digital labor.
Which brings us to the big question. So what does this mean for your work? For how you listening might spend your time and energy online?
Well, the impact could be quite broad. Think about knowledge work at scale. Fields like market research, policy analysis, legal discovery, they involve so much repetitive data gathering and synthesis.
Hours and hours of it.
Right. Fellow's ability to pull structured insights from all over, including PDFs, social media feeds, databases, even those gated platforms we mentioned, that radically compresses the timeline. Imagine asking Fellou to generate a competitive landscape analysis. Instead of a team spending weeks, the agent could initiate that whole process.
And it's not just dumping data, you said.
No, it's transforming it into actionable insight. Maybe identifying key people, extracting their contact info if public, even suggesting next steps like drafting outreach emails. It's about freeing up that non-renewable attention for higher-level thinking.
That's a powerful idea.
Yeah.
Automating the drudgery, so humans focus on strategy. But what about the everyday admin stuff? The glue work that holds things together but drains so much time.
Oh, yeah, the glue work. That's arguably where Fellou could have the most immediate impact for many people, offloading those unglamorous but vital tasks.
Like scheduling, email triage.
Exactly. Scheduling meetings across different calendars, sorting through incoming emails based on rules you set, populating CRM forms accurately, cross-posting content to social media or blogs. This is often where human energy just evaporates.
It really does.
Fellou, powered by Eko's reliable coordination across tabs and sites, can handle this. The example given was instructing Fellou to monitor product feedback emails, sort them into themes, automatically populate an Airtable tracker, and then maybe ping the relevant product team on Slack. All autonomously.
And you're saying this isn't just theory, these are operational features.
That's the claim, yes. Enabled by Eko's flexible agent design and that dynamic replanning we talked about. It's a huge potential unlock for just day-to-day efficiency.
Wow. Okay. Does it touch creative work too? Or is that still firmly human territory?
It does touch it, but interestingly, not by replacing creativity. The idea seems to be more about scaffolding human creativity.
Scaffolding, like providing support.
Exactly. Accelerating that difficult 0 to 1 phase. Getting started. Examples include generating initial web page mockups based on, say, summaries it pulls from YouTube videos you provide.
Oh, interesting.
Or drafting initial blog post outlines, building simple HTML prototypes from a description, maybe even coding a basic ambient meditation app based on themes you give it.
It's like a creative assistant getting the first draft or version done quickly.
Precisely. The goal isn't to replace the designer or writer, but to give them more starting points, more surface area to explore and iterate on much faster. It acts as a partner, not a substitute.
Okay, we have to address it. The elephant in every AI conversation. Job displacement. If Fellou and Eko can do all this research, admin, even creative scaffolding, does it replace knowledge workers, marketers, project managers?
It's a crucial question, isn't it?
Yeah. How does this recalibrate the human role?
Well, the direct answer seems to be no. The goal isn't replacement, but it absolutely forces a recalibration, a shift in focus.
How so?
Eko's design, as we mentioned, is fundamentally built around that human-in-the-loop model. The callback system is key.
Right, the oversight mechanism.
It gives you, the user, the power to intervene, override, or steer the agent. And this isn't just because the AI might make a mistake, though that's possible. It's because human judgment, emotion, nuance, context, those are still essential.
So automation doesn't take over decision-making entirely. It refines who makes which decisions and when.
Exactly. It pushes humans up the stack, as they say.
Up the stack, away from rote execution.
Yes. More towards strategy, oversight, and defining the goals. As these AI agents get more capable at the how, the most valuable human work becomes deciding what is worth doing, and maybe more importantly, why.
That connects back to Fellou's mission you mentioned earlier about attention.
It does. It's almost philosophical. Preserving your non-renewable attention. By taking on tasks that, as the source material vividly puts it, drain spirit, patience, and energy.
I know those tasks.
We all do. The goal is to return time to you, not necessarily for leisure, but for higher value cognitive work. Deeper thinking, critical reflection, genuine creativity.
So it's redistributing our effort.
I think that's the right way to frame it. The big impact of AI like this might not be outright replacement, but a massive redistribution of our time, our focus, and maybe even our sense of agency over our work. That seems to be the growing consensus.
Okay, looking ahead then, where does this go? Fellou is browser-based now.
Primarily, yes. But apparently, a native Windows version is already in development.
Okay. That signals bigger ambitions.
It definitely signals an intent to move beyond just the browser window and potentially into the operating system itself. Imagine Eko's capabilities woven deeper into your computer's functions.
So Fellou could evolve into, what, a kind of full-stack personal operating layer.
That's the potential, yeah. Something that operates across your browser tabs, your desktop apps, maybe eventually across all your devices.
Yeah.
Combine that vision with a potential ecosystem of third-party tools plugging into Eko, maybe integrations with password managers, developer APIs. You start to picture a much more intelligent, integrated digital environment.
Okay, so what Fellou and Eko are really hinting at is a subtle but potentially huge shift.
Yeah.
AI isn't just answering questions anymore.
No, it wants to act.
It wants to work the internet for you, not just summarize it. And the point is, when it works well, it's not magic. It's careful design. It's a solid framework like Eko, respect for human input, and this underlying philosophy. AI should expand your capacity, not just consume your data or attention.
Well said.
Which I guess leaves us with an important question to consider.
Which is?
Well, maybe it's for you, the listener. In a world where your browser could become your active collaborator, your operator, even your partner, how might you start rethinking the nature of your own digital work, your own creativity?
That's the provocative thought, isn't it? Fellou might not be Jarvis from Iron Man just yet.
Not quite yet.
But it's definitely starting to think like him.